AI might be changing your job, but it doesn't have to change your future. Good evening. This is Vladimir Nemchinov with InvestSteady.com. Welcome to yet another live. At work today, I was working quite some lengthy time on setting up an agent, an AI agent. That is on top of me creating an app, a web app that I am creating by wipe coding, if that makes any sense. It's when you tell AI, hey, I want the app to do this, and it does it for you. That made me think about AI and how it's disrupting our world. And there's not many things we can do about that. You know what I mean? We can be scared of it and start the rebellion against the sky, or we can see what we can use and how we can take it and make it advantageous for us. Welcome, guys, to our live. Let's talk finances today. Let's talk about wealth map or game of wealth, and each look at every level of that of wealth game, and see where we are and how we can advance our life. One of the things that I was talking today to my maintenance crew, I'm talking to everybody, I'm talking in my family personally, that we cannot change anything outside our lives. We can change only how we view it, how we relate to this, and how do we deal with that. So today I want to talk about AI to start with. AI is increasing economy volatility. Some jobs will disappear, some roles will shrink, some will expand. Stability will favor the financially disciplined. You cannot control innovation, but you can control preparation. And that's exactly the point. You cannot control out there. AI is on the loose. It will take over whatever it will take over, but you can be prepared or not prepared. If you're living from paycheck to paycheck, and one paycheck is late, well, your whole house of cards can crumble. I'm sharing examples from my life because, well, I know my life the best. And there's examples that make me think, make me wonder. For example, going through vetting tenants for my rental. I see people apply, very bad credit score, and with 2 months late on their vehicle. Well, if I let them in and their vehicle get repoed, well, they're not going to have vehicle to go to work. Therefore, they're not be able to pay the rent. And this is something I'm looking at, and that's the situations people are in. My car is not newest. I can't remember what year it is. Don't pay attention to cars. I thought I got a good deal, bought at 75, $100 on the auction, government auction, sight unseen. Praise God, it was good enough. Had 70,000 miles on it, and I have no payments on it. I did have to rebuild the brakes up front. Cost me $1,000, and recently I just did brakes in the back, $1,000. Definitely more expensive than a minivan that I had. But I don't have payments on it. Yes, sucks to pay $1,000 for brakes, only one pair of brakes, but I don't have no payments. And this is the advantage of not buying cars with payments. Anyways, I digress. You cannot control innovation, but you can control your preparation. Okay? Let's look at our question. I recently lost my job after 11 years. Tech role. How are we looking moving forward? 2 weeks ago, I lost my job at a large tech company where I've worked the past 11 years. Shock stage over-ish, and I'm starting to look into what's next. Background: we just had our first child after years of struggles. My wife does not work at the time being. We are both 40. Wow, I'm 40. The main question for this community are: the job market is rough right now. How secure are we for the time being? Should we consider moving money around and selling assets, money in our investment fund? Should we keep it there? A bit worrisome time, tide along the state of economy, I would appreciate any advice. Thank you. Let's see. I wonder. Oh, 1 day ago, just fresh question. Estimate home equity $326,000. 401k $312,000. Stock owned $652,000. HSA $6,000. Financial advisor account $100,000. Return annualized to $2,500. High yield saving $55,000. Bank account $22,000. Well, first things first. Recently lost my job. So you lost your job. The shock stage is over. You need to get a job. I don't know where you are. It doesn't say where you are. It looks like you were a high earner. You have that much money. I don't know how much your mortgage is. So first you need to get a job. Go and get a job. McDonald's, anything. It might be below you, but you need to make income. Your wife is not working. So one new child just recently. Again, you have to work, you have to provide. The money will dwindle. You don't want to be spending all your savings or emergency fund or retirement. Obviously, do not touch 401k for sure. You can roll it over into IRA so you have more flexibility with where it's invested. That's what I would. If you were my client, this is what I would say. Roll it over into IRA and then see what we can do to beat market with mutual funds. Okay, so stocks, you have over $500,000 in stocks, probably company stocks, maybe not, I'm not sure. Get rid of that. If it's in retirement, keep it in retirement. Again, roll it over, but if it's not, then sell it, and again, see what that money is for. HSA, keep it in there with advisor account. I don't know what that means. $100,000. High yield saving account $55,000. That's I imagine emergency fund, and bank account $22,000. You're probably high earner, so you probably will go through this money. If you are high earner, that means your budget is very big. So that means you're gonna go through this money much faster than I would if I just live on whatever I live right now. Okay, so you want to make sure you have emergency fund. You may want to make sure you don't have any debt. And create the budget first. This is your goal. First, you need to have income. Okay, make sure you have income. If you don't have income, that money gonna disappear. You need to have enough job, whether you find whatever job you can and then keep looking for better, or according to your tech position that you were doing. Maybe you need to move the city, go to a different city with cheaper situation, basically accommodation. So high yield saving account, that's probably emergency fund. I would leave it there. I don't know what that financial advisor account is. If it's not retirement, then you probably can use that meanwhile to float yourself until you find a job, but get a job fast. Find 2 jobs, one for you, one for wife. Switch your baby, who's taking care of that. So you need income. You can't survive without income. Okay, stock owned. Again, I don't know where it's at. You probably want to get rid of it. Make whatever you can make, and then from there you will decide. It's the same, the wealth game, it's the same levels. Create the budget. Okay, what do we need? What do we need right now? We can't right now go to Starbucks. We have no job. None of us is working. It's urgent. Get a job. Second, create a budget. Okay, what's how much we need to survive right now? Let's get a job that covers that. From there, we can increase whatever, deal with that later. Okay, then we need insurance. Second level would be insurance. So you have a wife and a child. Something happens to you, she has to work now. She has to pay all the bills, and that's a lot of bills. Get life insurance to protect your non-existent income at this time. The next, I would probably not go into savings, or maybe I would go into savings in case something happens, but you definitely want to get a job ASAP. Then emergency fund. It looks like you have emergency fund. Great job. Go to the next thing. Pay off all the debt. Do you have any debt? Pay off the debt, or wait for a couple months till you pay just minimums till you get a job. You need a job. then figure out what the stocks are, and then that can propel you to put right now. Just hold on to it in your not emergency fund, but emergency situation when you have no job. From there, you will figure out if you want to invest that or what you want to do with that. Okay, so this is what I would do with that question and answer. Emergency funds become non-negotiable. You know what? Before I go into that, let me hit another one. Personal budget template. I'm a first-year teacher still living at home with my parents. I wanting to start getting better at budgeting and really knowing where my money goes so I can save more and move out on my own. Very good. Does anyone have or know or a very simple personal budget template for Google Sheets that I can use? Just something that has my income, savings, and then typical things like auto insurance, phone bill, student debt, etc. Also a plus if it's cute colors. And if anyone has any other helpful budgeting or money savings tips, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, great job. Looks like you're young, probably just finished school, and now you're working as a teacher. Great job. It's a good beginning. Organize all your expenses. You live with parents, probably saving. They might charge you rent. They might not charge you rent. If they don't, take advantage of that. This is the last time you're not going to pay for where you live. Now, template. You can build your own. I would just build myself. I mean, you can look around. I don't have any templates. I just create my own. There are different iteration that I went through over the years, but this is what I did. Is basically my income is easy. You have one income, that's it. This is how much I make per month. From there, all expenses. The must-haves is what I call it first. Okay, your living, your food, your car, insurance, cell phone, internet, that kind of stuff. And then from there you go to like clothes and other things that you would spend money on. And then from there, Starbucks, see how much you go in each category. Remember, you have student loans, so that means once you create the budget, you don't need life insurance. That's the second level of wealth game. Level 3 would be save up $1,000 into your starter emergency fund. From there, you knock off those student loans. While you live with your parents, ask them, how long may it stay here? They might say, oh, live here all your life, but make a plan. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna pay what I would pay in rent out there, $1,000 or whatever a month. I would pay that and maybe more towards the student loans. Pay them off, then you increase the emergency fund, then you can see if you can move out and find rent. Maybe roommates, maybe no roommates, depending on your income. So this is the steps with the budget. All right, welcome to those of you who are watching on Facebook land. Appreciate you. Emergency funds become non-negotiable. Level 3 and 5 matter more than ever. Bullet points. 3 to 6 months of expenses minimum. Cash equals flexibility. Job loss without savings equal panic. Savings buy time to adopt. If you have emergency fund, yes, you might lose a job, but you have this buffer, this pillow that you will land on if something happens to your job. Okay, you're not suffering and you're not going and asking for money, but you can look for job, not from desperation, but from protection that you have several months on that. Do not take time and do not take a gap month or anything like that. Cash gives you breathing room in changing world. If AI is taking over jobs like IT jobs, technical jobs like that, it's gonna take time before it will be able to replace pest control jobs or maintenance jobs. So, all right, life insurance. Let me share with you the question. Life insurance, is it worth it? Hey everyone, this is my first time doing this, and I figured who the best to seek advice from than the Vladimir Nemchin Reddit community. My question is about life insurance. My girlfriend has been fairly insistent on getting life insurance, but I don't know if it's necessary or even materially advantageous. To give you a A bit background: I'm a healthy middle-aged man, 35, who leads a fairly active lifestyle. I make about 105,000 a year and have about 600K saved and invested. Very good. Will life insurance give me or my hypothetical kids a path to long-term wealth? Very good question. So, first of all, if she's your girlfriend and not even married to you, you know, God bless me. I Why she wants you to get life insurance? Does she wants to be a beneficiary? I would look around my shoulder every time I'm around with her. But jokes aside, if you have no kids, you do not need life insurance. However, at 35, it's going to be the cheapest you will get it. Later, only going to be more expensive. Okay. For example, let's say you not ready to commit to said girlfriend and you thinking to get married by 40 maybe. Well, if you get 25-year term life, okay, term life will be beneficial in case something happens to you and you pass away. Okay, then your wife and kids, they'll be taken care of with your life insurance. Do not buy whole life insurance. This is a mediocre investment vehicle with mediocre protection or insurance option as well. So separate those. You could get that. So if you get married by 40, let's say you have kids by 40, by your age 60, they will be 20. They will be out of the nest. You don't need to take care of them. If you pass then, tough luck. They need to go get a job. So that's what life insurance is for protection. Right now you don't need protection. However, now it's also going to be the cheapest way for you to get term life insurance. Okay, moving right along. Debt makes you fragile. High payments reduce option. AI disruption plus car payment stress pressure. Credit card balances limit flexibility. Debt reduces ability to pivot careers. Freedom increases when payments decrease. Don't limit your ability to adopt. Again, example from life. Looking for a tenant, right? And I'm looking at how much debt they have. It's a lot of debt. It's a lot of payments. But the nice cars that they drive, is it worth it? I don't think so. Car payment stress, pressure. I have no pressure. Mortgages is my only pressure, and I would like to eliminate that pressure ASAP. All right. Question. Do people really have emergency fund with 20,000 plus just sitting there? How do you not touch it? Discipline, my friend, discipline. Hello. Really simple question. I am just having trouble wrapping my hand around. I'm young. I make good money. I'm not bad with money, but I've never had an emergency fund over 5,000. I've come to realize my emergency fund should be more like 25K. Yes, it should. What do you guys do to keep yourself from spending your emergency fund? It takes complete sense to have 6 months salary saved up for emergencies, but idea of having that much just sitting there is a bit difficult. All right, well, that is exactly what we have in our emergency fund. And how do we do it? That's it. It's an emergency fund. It's for emergencies only. We do not touch it. It's on a separate saving account, just sitting there, waiting if there will be emergency. Statistically, there will be an emergency. So far, we hadn't had any. We just saved it up last year, about a year ago. So once we did start maxing out our Roth IRAs, but I don't know. It's like anything. Why are you good with money? Why are you not bad with money? Why did you have $5,000? It's all give and take. Why am I driving car that I'm driving? Because I don't want payments. Because I don't want that stress. I don't want that pressure. Something happens with my job, God forbid. Same here. I want to be able to take care of my family, my wife, my kids if something happens with my job. This is the main place where money comes from. That's where we live off of. Okay. So in your head, you need to make sure this is emergency fund. It's only for emergencies. Trust me, there are many times when people had an emergency and they were like, "Oh, can you lend me some money?" I don't lend money anymore. I don't want money to get in between people, between me and somebody else in a relationship. If I could give, I would, and I do. But if I can't, then I'm not going to do that. But it's sad to see people ask for money. Did they plan for this emergency to happen? No, they didn't plan for that. I didn't plan for that. But well, I didn't plan for emergency to happen, but I planned what I'm gonna do if I have an emergency with my emergency fund. All right, moving right along. Investing still wings. Investing still wings long term. Wins, not wings. Investing still wins long term. AI may change industries, but markets evolve. Technology growth creates new value. Long term investing rewards patience. 15% rule building resilience. Retirement investing protects future you. The future belongs to those who invest in it. Let's look into next question. I have enough in savings to pay off both my credit cards, but if I do it, I won't have savings anymore. What's the best thing to do? I have about 7K in savings and about that on two credit cards. I'm thinking I should just pay them off, but then I would need to use the credit cards to live until my next paycheck in 2 weeks, or if anything come up. Thank you for everyone who commented. I'm going to pull 5,000 to put on credit card, save 2 for peace of mind. Okay, very good. Somebody already recommended. So you think you're safer by having 7,000 in your savings, when in fact you already spent it. You already put it on credit cards. You use somebody else's money. You don't owe this money. You just did not agree with your actions yet. You just did not follow your your actions that took somebody else's money. Now you owe them money. You are not safer by owning them. You're safer with having zero. In this case, I would say $1,000 is start an emergency fund and put everything else on credit card. Do not put, if this is money you will need till for next 2 weeks until your next paycheck, do not spend it. Okay, do slower, but you want to make sure you make it. Do a budget, see how much you need, spend that. Everything else goes on on a next paycheck. The wealth game is about resilience. Levels built in order for a reason. So these levels, they're there for a reason. Okay, budget gives you clarity. Income protection gives you security. Emergency fund gives you cushion. No debt gives you flexibility. Investing long-term strength. It's not about predicting the future. It's about being strong enough to survive it. Okay, remember .com bubble, right? Remember the 2008 market crash, right? A lot of people made money during those times. People who had money. Now real estate was worth nothing. They just scooped up lots of real estate. Where is real estate now? It's doubled, tripled, quadrupled since 2008. Who made money? People who had money. How did they have money? They did not spend it all. It's very simple. Yes, maybe millionaires, it's easier for millionaires. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people who make those millions and they live paycheck to paycheck. It's not that easy. It's the mentality. It's in your head. You can be broke and make 1 million every year. Or you can make, as I keep sharing, about 6 years ago, I was making $15 an hour. And we had about 3 properties at that time. You know, it's not what you make, it's what you do with the money you make. Very simple. Let's answer one more question. How to start preparing for retirement at 19? I am 19 and currently living with my dad. Final goal is to obviously move out, but I want to at least begin retirement, because I have heard how much better it is to start young. For sure, it is at 19 much better. When do I even begin to look? Where do I even to begin to look? I'm just trying to figure out where to start so I can do something about retiring within the next month or two. No, you can't retire in a month or two at 19, living with your dad. But here's the plan. Same wealth game. You have your money that's coming in. Those are your soldiers. You can make them make work for you in the retirement way, right? You're working, create a budget. What's coming in, what's going out. Make sure that you know where your expenses are. Everything else put towards something. Okay, if you have debt, pay off the debt. You don't have debt, save up emergency fund 3 to 6 months. Then start 15% of your income. Hopefully it's more than $100. But if you start at 19, $100, you will be a millionaire by retirement just from $100 a month. And of course your income will grow and you will put more amount wise. It will be still 15% until you pay off your house, and then you max out all your retirement accounts and you will grow wealth. This is the wealth game. Welcome. Vladimir Nemchinov, invest steady, compound your net.